Hi, everybody. Welcome to Katie in the Morning. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants. A lot of my material comes from social media groups, specifically for CNAs, and there's so many questions and so much conversation on there, and the majority of them are good questions. You know, new CNAs coming in, CNAs that are switching jobs, switching states, asking how they can transfer their license is a great place for networking to get information from other CNAs and support. But one of my biggest pet peeves is, every facility has that negative Nancy who's just in there running their mouth, and every once in a while they get in there and say something that is very inappropriate. There is one thing, and I'm apologizing ahead of time because I may snap on you guys just a little bit on this episode of Katie in the Morning, because this is something I feel very, very passionate about. Certified nursing assistants have a heart. We are there for a reason. In those social media groups, 80% of the population in those groups are people that care about what they're doing. There is a couple people in those groups that are constantly posting negative things. I don't remember exactly what the post was. It was somebody asking a question, and several NACA members replied to that, telling them their experiences and their advice and that sort of thing. And somebody got on there and said, there are people in this group that make our job out to be more than what it is. The bottom line is we are just butt wipers. What? Okay, I've been a CNA for 15 years. I consider myself a professional CNA. People get into this career not necessarily as a calling, but it grows on you. If you don't think that taking care of people on a daily basis is more than just being a butt wiper, then you are in the wrong industry. Stop going in there and stop demoting all these people and tearing them down for wanting to learn this knowledge and these skills to take care of these people the best way that they possibly can. It's people's lives are in our hands on a daily basis. We're not just butt wipers. We're not there to clock in, stay for 8 hours, then clock out. There are things that happen during our shift that we have to be trained for to respond to those situations. Not necessarily like a lot of CNAs are CPR certified, but that's not necessarily in all of our scope. But we have to be able to react to those situations and find out who can take care of that within minutes. Of like, if there's a fall and somebody cracks their head open, we have to know how to respond to that. If a visitor comes in, you see my Elder Guard cup right here. I consider myself a protector of the residents that I care for on a daily basis. I consider myself a professional development coach, hence the director of member relations, to relay that information to people who may need it. It's not flipping burgers at McDonald's thing or picking rocks from a bean field type of thing. This is something that matters. It's something that takes a toll on somebody's life on a daily basis. And that's the difference between a CNA and a good CNA, a professional CNA, somebody who wants to be there to make a difference in somebody else's life, somebody who wants to stop abuse, who wants to stop neglect, who wants to stop the problems in a facility. We're not there to cause the problems. We're there to be the solution to the problems. We want to be the person that the family member can come in and rely on a day-to-day basis, knowing that their family member is in good hands when they leave, because we're doing something that they can no longer do. They can't be there 24 hours a day to take care of their mom or dad. That's why they look for an expert to do that for them. That is what we are. We are these residents' experts. I'm going to take a short break and we'll comment a little bit more about this when we come back.
We look at NACA as the professional organization that supports the CNA, just like the American Association of Long-Term Care Nurses supports the RNs and LPNs.
As a state executive, I can tell you that the energy and the empowerment that this organization has given to our state has truly enhanced the depth of membership and the work that we do as a state association. I am very, very proud of our connection and our partnership with the National Association of Healthcare Assistants.
For more information, visit us online at nacacna.org or call 417-623-6049. Tune in to CNA TV every Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time for long-term care news with Dane Henning.
Welcome back to Katie in the Morning. I'm going to get right back into it because I have a lot to say about this subject. Before we went to break, I mentioned that the family members leave their loved ones in our hands as their expert. Part of that is gaining knowledge and continuing your education as a CNA. The industry of long-term care isn't just sitting still. It's not something that is created and then just stays that way. It's constantly evolving. It's constantly changing for the better. And when that stuff starts to change, we have to take the initiative ourselves to gain that knowledge and continue that education and pass it on to other people. So for the person that was commenting, the people that are commenting in those negative ways on those social media pages and criticizing and tearing down the CNAs that are looking for a way to advance themselves in our industry, I pray that you are not a preceptor and that you are not passing that negativity and that vision of our career onto people who you are supposedly training. I really, really hope that there's somebody else there stepping in and keeping you from even touching those people, their minds, even getting access to them, because people like you really, really tweak my melon. Like, you take everything that we build ourselves and our profession on and you just tear it all down. That is why CNAs have the reputation that they have, is because there can be 20 amazing, great people working in our field, and that one person is the one that leaves the lasting impression. A family member can come in 365 days a year and have this wonderful CNA that they encounter on a day-to-day basis and have that one bad encounter with one CNA, and that's the memory that's going to stick out in their head, compared to the CNA that came in and brushed their mom's hair every morning and put her makeup on the way she likes it and got her jewelry on before she went to church on Sunday. They can come in one time and see their mom. Lori was just talking about this morning, in house shoes with no socks on, or their hair not done, or their makeup not done. That's not the person that this resident has been their entire life. Never, ever would these women have left their house without dressing to the T to go to church on Sunday, and yet we're just pushing them out in the lobby in a bathrobe with their hair not done. And like I said, that one CNA takes everything that the other CNAs build and pride themselves on and just takes it all away in one day, one time. And that is exactly the kind of thing that tarnishes our reputation. You never ever see on the news 120 residents survived the night at a nursing home, 120 residents fed a wonderful meal, 120 residents compliment their caregivers. It's always the negative thing. You know, the resident abused, the resident raped on the overnight shift, the resident left in states of neglect where they have bed sores with maggots in them. And that industry is never going to change unless professional, good CNAs step up and say that we've had enough. Like, we can't let people tear us down and beat us up all the time because of their perception of our job. It's not their perception that matters. It's ours. The ones that are here for the right reasons, the ones doing the right things, and the ones working 150% of the time with 120% of that ambition, of that positivity, because we all know there is no 100% category when it comes to a CNA, because we're constantly working overtime. We're constantly striving to make somebody else's life better. So I really don't feel like 100% of the time or 100% of your effort is really applies to us, because we're always going above and we're always going beyond. I'm going to let you guys go on that note, and I will see you right back here tomorrow for Katie in the Morning.